Hello and welcome back to Sacred Stone 0% growths and to cutscenes you can't skip right for a little while. So you may have noticed a delay in my uploading, and that is because I injured my wrist. That was unfortunate. Still in a brace, but I can use a controller now. I couldn't for a while. I play all of the emulated games on controllers because I'm so used to playing them on controllers from the console or handheld versions that it weirds me out to try to play them with keyboard for some reason. Anyway, yeah, it is not because this chapter is crazy difficult. In fact, it's actually pretty easy relative to some of the previous chapters, although there is undoubtedly a way to make it significantly harder, which I'll go into in a second. But so this is a defeat boss map. We got Leon over here on the gate. He is quite tough. He's quite slow because his tomes are really heavy and he doesn't have that much speed or con to begin with. But he's got plenty of defense, resistance, HP, and he hits really hard. And he's got plenty of avoid thanks to the gate. But we can still take him out relatively easily because there's just not that much stuff in between us and him. And the reason for that, I think from a design standpoint, is that this center area, you're supposed to protect these green units, and so the enemies are all gonna rush down the center, right? Which means that they're not in the center and they're not in the way, which means that if you kill Leon quickly, then you don't have to worry about them. All these guys out here and these guys down here, we don't necessarily need to engage any of them. So that's nice. So speaking of ways to make it harder, there are a couple of items that you do need to engage them in order to get. This guy has a Brave Axe, and this guy has a Dragon Shield. I'm really not going to try for a couple of reasons. Number one, it does make things a lot harder, and I just kind of don't want to deal with it. But also, it would definitely increase the turn count, so you can get to Leon a lot faster than you can get to either of them, and in particular, this guy is arguably harder to take out than Leon just because he's faster. He can't really be doubled. So yeah. So we're just gonna go straight for it and try to clear this chapter in 3 turns. With that being said, a couple notes on my party. I swapped out Joshua, Dussel, and Renak. Renak would have been useful for stealing this, but otherwise not really relevant, in favor of Ford, Vanessa, and Innes. And that's the reason for that. I mean, with Ford and Vanessa, it should be fairly obvious. I just want transportation. I want to get everybody up and to the right as quickly as possible. There's only a couple people who need to do any real fighting, and Dussel and Joshua aren't among those people. And then Innes is here because he's going to be one of the better people at helping take out this group of mages. This is where we're going to send Garrick. Basically, Saleh is going to go up this way, Garrick is going to go across this way, and Innes is going to help Garrick get across here. He's one of the most accurate people to attack at range across this river, so that's the thought process there. Also, he has a longbow, which is going to be relevant. So, I think that pretty much covers it, so let's get started. So the first thing we want to do is have Tana come up here and recruit Cyrene. Cyrene is Fralian, so that's why Tana can recruit her, so we don't need to do it with Erica, which is nice, because Erica can't reach on turn 1. But before we do that, we also want to carry Saleh up there with Tana. So we're going to have Saleh come up here and use the barrier on Garrick. Build up his staff rank, and more importantly, get Garrick some extra resistance for fighting the mages. We're really only going to be fighting mages this chapter. And then we're going to have Mulder come and trade for the barrier staff. And then barrier Saleh, who is also going to be fighting mages, so the same logic applies there. Alright, so now that we've done that, we can have Tana rescue Saleh, head up here. Get danced by Tethys. and go talk to Cyrene. Alright, so before we continue on, let's talk about Cyrene a little bit. Cyrene is a Falco Knight. Her stats are a little bit better for the most part than Tana. More strength, more speed, more defense, more resistance. She does have less cons, so the speed difference is less than you'd think, and it gave Tana some Seraph Robes, so she's got a lot more HP. But Cyrene, a little bit better of a combatant than Tana at this point. Probably a little bit worse than Cormag. She's got more speed, but less strength and defense, and because of her lower con, her speed is effectively not necessarily any higher than Cormag's anyway. She does have a lot more resistance, though, so she's better at fighting mages. She does come with a Lances, which is nice. I don't know if Cormag's there or not, I'll have to check, but in any case, so she's not going to be one of the star combatants, but she's definitely useful just for flyer utility, and for being like a competent combatant while having that utility. In vanilla, I would say, she's very late joining, so she's going to be worse than the other flyers, but she's still a flyer, so, I mean, she's not going to be useless by any means. So, with that all out of the way, we can have her equip her Javelin. So she's going to bait out these three guys. They'll all move if you get into range of one of them. So we just have to go here. It's not safe for her to take on more than one of them. As you can see, they do enough damage to kill her in 2 hits. And they're not very likely to both hit her, but there's a possibility and there's no real need to take the risk, so we won't. Just drop Sally here and then park her right there. Alright, so then we want to let's see, get Garrick moving as far forward as possible. He needs to come up this way and he needs to be as far as he can to do it, or we can rescue him. And he's not going to participate in any rescues because nobody can get far enough to give him somebody and have him still move his max range. I'm not going to do that. Then we want to rescue forward Innis and Mulder. So I'm going to do that. So let's just go ahead and move Innis up. Actually, let's do that. Yeah, that's what I'll do. And then finally, summon with Null. The Phantoms definitely don't have the impact in this chapter that they did in the last chapter, but they're definitely still useful. So definitely worth bringing Null to be able to get like 1 turn of bait out of the Phantoms. The enemies kindly knocked this snag down for me, which is very helpful. And those guys. Alright, so I did give Saleh some light magic tomes, so that he can have weapon triangle and not take damage against these guys. So I'm gonna have him go ahead and chip this guy down. Ooh, or just kill him. Works too. So then I'm gonna have Cyrene go for the kill on this guy. I don't necessarily need to do it. So like these guys will both run themselves into Saleh, and then even if he doesn't crit kill this guy, like they could clean him in the next turn. But might as well just do this now, and just to double check my right about this. Yeah. So this guy down here is pretty scary. He's got a killing edge, and he's got. Oh, actually, he's only got 17 speed now. Wow. I think that's still. Yeah, that still looks to be enough to double Cyrene. Yeah, I've seen him with 19 speed, which is a lot scarier. But anyway, the point is we can actually rescue Cyrene with Tana. So, and she doesn't have anything else she needs to do for the chapter, so it works out pretty nicely. Anyway, so now we want to get Garrick across here. So the hit rates of these guys against these guys are pretty bad because of the woods. So we're gonna have Innis make the first attack, the longbow. And he kills him, which is awesome. And then we're gonna have Tethys dance for Garrick, and the reason is because if Garrick is standing here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He can't get to Leon, which is bad. But if he's standing here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then he can, which is good. And the reason that that's like specifically relevant is because I need to potentially make 3 attacks next turn, 1 with Garrick and 2 with Saleh to kill Leon, depending on how like crits and stuff go. But in order to be able to do that, I need to be able to get Garrick there in 1 move so that I can potentially warp Tethys across and have her dance for one of them. Anyway, with all that in mind, we're going to have Eric move across here and dance for him. And he's just gonna come up here with a hand axe. We'll go ahead. Actually, might as well do this first. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Unexpected. That's actually fine. So we don't really want to... Actually, is that true? Oh, no, we can... Okay, actually, yeah. Let's have him go ahead and hit the Thimble Vetter guy, then. Yeah, I slightly modified my strategy to get it to where Molder is actually in range of... to be able to heal this turn with the physics staff, so... that's... so probably should get Tethys out of the way. I'm basically... So, if she's like here, if she like... So if she's here, we can warp her 5 spaces with Molder. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she can dance for Saleh. Or if she's here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she can dance for either one of them. So I want to put her there, basically. So we're gonna have Erica come up, rescue Tethys right there, and then we'll have this guy. This guy's gonna attack the Phantom, obviously. Hopefully he doesn't do it from there, but if he does, I don't really care. Innis can go get him, and so can, like, Cormag. But anyway, I just still probably don't want Cormag in range. Actually, I guess I don't even have the option of putting him in range. Okay. And this guy, I should mention, is also not in range of Garrick, which is important because he can double Garrick. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, we're going to have Tana come and rescue Cyrene and make sure that she is not... actually, let's see, this is Seth, right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we can actually drop Cyrene off, which is cool. Not super relevant. Let's see, do I want Seth to fight these guys? I guess I don't, actually. There's, like, no benefit to doing so. So we'll just take Cyrene and drop her there. Probably should have set it up so that Seth was the one here, just in case, but whatever. Doesn't actually matter. Alright, so yeah, now I'm going to come up here and heal Garrick. I guess you can actually do this too, just because why not? You need Innis to go across there. Now you definitely can. We don't even need to worry about that guy. I mean, maybe I'll want to kill him anyway because of like weapon EXP, but definitely not a priority. Alright, so we can come up here, have Garrick, get this guy with the killer axe. This guy, Leon. I mean, he's definitely not guaranteed to hit, but no harm in trying. Actually, does the silver axe have a better hit rate? It does. So, if we look at how Sale does, he has a very high hit rate, and actually he can do this by himself. I want to say that's not normally true, but it must be. Maybe I did the math wrong the last time I looked at it. Well, whatever. That's fine. We'll definitely use the silver axe then. I mean, I can save charges on the whatchamacallit, Excalibur tome. Potentially. Garrick also has the Hoplon guard. I didn't mention that, so he doesn't have any crit rate coming in against him. Alright, so... do I care about... You've already got A rank, so I don't care about that. Irene's got A rank. I guess Tana doesn't. I don't know if I care about her ability to use the Silver Lance, but... I mean... there's no harm in... well, there's 1% harm, perhaps. So let's just throw a javelin. Ugh. Do that too. Maybe... ugh, I don't know how much I really care about this, but... okay, so... we got that very important thing out of the way. I think we're ready. Go for the kill here. We might as well trade for the Hoplon guard. And just to give an idea of how well these tomes do, like, yeah, they have weapon triangle, but not too well. Okay, good job, Sale. Sale is so good. I love Sale. Oh gosh. So that was Chapter 17 in just 3 turns. It's like the first time in a while that I've really felt like I've like meaningfully low-turned it, even though I've been trying to. Got the Nidhogg and the Vidofnir, more legendary weapons, is off of that. And we also get a rescue staff, which is nice. Alright, and there you have it. So now, I didn't mention this at the beginning, but it turns out that the place where I thought the shop was is here. So we're gonna have all kinds of stuff we can potentially buy. Killer weapons, and hand axes and javelins, most importantly. So we're definitely gonna check that out, but probably off screen. Let's see what's in here. Nothing super important. Real quick, I want to see. That is a pretty nice bow. Maybe I should have had Innis go shoot something to raise his bow rank a little bit. Now we got the S rank lance, so that's probably Seth's. Does Innis have S rank bows? Oh, he does. Okay, so we're good to go there. Yep. All right. So yeah, that was like surprisingly easy. I definitely could have made it more challenging by trying to get those couple of items, but I think it was nice to have a chapter that didn't totally break my brain after the past couple were crazy. I believe the next one is like killing the monster eggs, but I don't remember for sure. Either way, I'll see you for whatever it turns out to be. Thank you for watching, and until then.